Hello, I'm Estelle Leloin from IH World. Welcome to IH Talks. Today we're talking about exploring teacher beliefs for teacher development with Danny. The general subject of this talk is teacher training and CPD.
Hi, hello. I'm Danny Norrington-Davies. Yeah, here to talk about teacher beliefs.
Okay. So tell me why you think we should be talking about exploring teacher beliefs for teacher development.
Well, we do explore beliefs on training courses and with teachers, but what I was thinking of adding something to it. So we'll often start training courses where you look at beliefs through questionnaires, or you try and analyze beliefs in materials, or just discuss them generally, and why people do the things they do. But what I started to think was that we don't then carry that forward into the teaching practice that you do. We never kind of get teachers to sort of say what their beliefs are, and then when we're watching them teach, see if we can map those beliefs to their practices, or see those beliefs enacted in their practices, or see those beliefs not enacted in their practices. I think it's important to look at beliefs on training courses because it obviously impacts on the course. If what I, as a trainer or as a manager, the senior teacher, might say to someone, if that challenges their beliefs, they may be quite resistant to that input. Whereas if they kind of match, or they can understand where I'm coming from and I can understand where they're coming from, we can new ideas might sort of sink in more effectively, or beliefs may be added to rather than just challenged. So they're an important thing to do, but we seem to end it at discussion level. So for me, I wanted to see what happened when beliefs and teaching practice kind of came together.
Or clash.
Or clash, yeah. So what I would do is on a Delta course, a couple of Delta courses, I'd get the discussions of teacher beliefs happening early on the course, and they write about their beliefs in one of their first assignments. But what I started doing is then when I was watching them teach, I would have their beliefs in front of me. And if I saw any occasions where what I was going to give them perhaps critical feedback on, and it challenged their beliefs, it would prepare me, and I'd sort of think, okay, what I'm about to say is going to challenge your beliefs. Or when I see something where they were doing something and it didn't seem to match their beliefs, it was almost opposite to what they said they wanted to do, or what they believed in. So that's what I started doing. I started having their beliefs with me while I observed lessons, and it would inform my feedback.
Can you give us an example?
I've had some really, really interesting examples, and so has my colleague Annie Thompson at IH London. So one person, the one that was most sort of interesting, was a teacher who talked about creating really good relations with students, having a rapport. Now that's an uncontroversial belief, but what I found observing her teach was no, and this was her word in feedback later on. She said she realized that she was a people pleaser, and she was just kind of agreeing with everything students said. So if they offered an opinion, be like, oh, great, fantastic. Whatever they kind of said linguistically, it would be good, lovely. And it was just a sort of an hour of praise, really. And I said, I know it's really important for you to have these really good relations with students, but it's okay to challenge them. If you don't understand them, it's okay to say so. If they've given you the wrong answer to something, don't say maybe. It's not. It's okay to say so. And she said it was a kind of revelation, and because she said she realized, she said, I'm very like this in life, and that's where she told me about this sort of people pleasing aspect. So she started recording herself, she started keeping a journal, and she started to sort of have these moments in classes where she'd say, oh no, can you say that for me again, and what do you mean? And she said the students seemed to have more power in the lesson by her challenging them. She realized she was keeping them to very short turns because everything ended with a good. And she said it was quite revelatory for her. It really changed her practice. Annie also saw a teacher who said that they believed in context and then never had context. And so Annie said, you've got this belief that you say you're very strong, but you don't really do it. Why do you think? And I think it was kind of all about maybe not really understanding sometimes what you've heard this is really important, but maybe you don't really know exactly what that means. So
it's actually also exploring what your belief is actually about and what.
Yes, yeah. One of them that perhaps not as interesting as the first one. He's now working at IH London. He said afterwards that he now believes his beliefs kind of weren't altogether true. He said, he kind of wrote them, but he hadn't really thought about them, and the whole process made him think about them a little bit more. So it's quite an interesting thing to do. It's very challenging for the teacher. It's kind of like, oh my God, I'm doing that, but I didn't know. And yeah, they said it was all quite powerful.
Would you do it on CELTA courses as early as that?
I think so, yes. Yeah. What would be harder with CELTA is time, as we always say with CELTA. But I think the ability to articulate beliefs. But I think if I was doing a CELTA where there was a lot of experience in the room, I think I would. I think if I've got lots of inexperienced teachers or novice teachers, they're going to be drawing on what they've remembered from school.
Yes.
So I don't know whether they'd be able to articulate it enough. I think the other thing with Delta, or with a teacher you're working with, of course, is having something like 30 minutes one-to-one feedback. You can really talk things through.
True.
So yes, I would. I'd give it a go. Yeah.
Thank you very much, Danny. That was very interesting. So if I can summarize, the most important thing would be to give the opportunity to the teacher to reflect on their beliefs and see how that matches their practice. Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah.
Thank you so much. So that concludes the talk for today.
Thank you.
Bye, Danny.
Bye.